Hey everybody, I will call this meeting to order. This is a regularly scheduled work session. It's Monday, July 6th, 6:30 p.m. And Mr. Eddie Hammond, would you give the invitation?
Sure. Pray. Heavenly Father, we thank you for this day. We thank you for this great country that we live in. We thank you for our soldiers and our veterans who have kept us safe for these 250 years, Lord. We pray many blessings on them to come. We're thankful for this town tonight, Father, and we ask that everything said and done here tonight will be in accordance to your will. These things we pray in Jesus' name. Amen.
And let's stand for the pledge.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Roll call, please.
Councilmember King David.
Here.
Councilmember Newton.
Here.
Councilmember Jones.
Here.
Councilmember Emery. Councilmember Mason.
Here.
Mayor Cox.
Here. And thanks, Ms. Stansel, for calling roll and taking minutes and doing everything that needs to be done in that regard. Thank you. Okay, this is a work session. We have quite a number of items to discuss. None of this will be voted on tonight, but this will inform our votes next week, assuming we take each of these up at our next regularly scheduled meeting a week from today. So, first up is Angela Machewski. Please come to the podium, and I believe you want to talk about tennis courts at the recreation park.
Yes. So, I think most of y'all know me, lifelong resident of Rogersville, and I played tennis years ago for the school. We were part of the first team to actually go to the state tournament, 97, I think, 98. Anyway, Autumn has picked up tennis, and we are looking to have the courts to where we can actually have access to at least 2 courts at a time, because now, even though 2 of the 6 are marked for pickleball is taking over the entire courts, which is great. And I mean, we have the pad out there ready to go for the new pickleball courts. The park's being used more now than it has ever. I've been taking Autumn up there to the splash pad ever since she was little, and even now when we go from 7 o'clock to 10 o'clock at night, there's so many people out at the park. One of the factors that we're needing is that a lot of our tennis players and local people, we're having to go to Killen, Florence, and Muscle Shoals to have private lessons and for point play tennis and everything, because those facilities are letting coaches and private entities rent space, and especially Killen, they're being very accommodating to Brooks and Greenville teams, because they're saying they have first right refusal to the courts to anyone. And so when you Google Lauderdale County Tennis, it actually comes up that we're a powerhouse in the Alabama High School Association. And so that's one of the factors that, in order for us to remain competitive for the next coming years, with the reclassification of Alabama High School Association, we're 1A through 4A now, instead of it being 1A through 3A. So now we're going against Deschler, Brooks, Wilson, Central, and there's only still going to be 2 sectional spots that's going to take you to state, in that they're not increasing those spots. And so our teams have got to be able to have more playing time in our local courts instead of us having to travel. And if we actually be more accommodating to some of these private coaches, and then also to the junior circuit and everything, we might next year can secure a Saturday junior circuit here at our courts if we're more accommodating, and the coaches know that. We've been playing junior circuit on Saturday mornings, and we're at the courts anywhere from 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. all day long. And so, yes, it may make a little difference in Roadview at the little snack shack, or, you know, just them seeing our facilities in the future. So I'm just coming at it today as a parent, not affiliated with high school at all, but asking, you know, some reasonable accommodations. If we put signage on tennis courts only, or signage like Killen has saying a phone number, contact, reserve court time, Lauderdale County Tennis has first right of refusal, or anything like that, similar to what Killen does, so that way we can actually get some playing time up here. Because we've actually had a private coach come to us and say, hey, you know, if the kids can get on the courts here, we'll come here. But the problem is that, you know, I reserve 8 p.m. lesson time because it's cooler, and we're out there for an hour and a half. We can't get on the courts because they're full, because you've got pickleball, you've got people out there with a volleyball playing around. And I'm not asking for it to be police, but I'm asking for, you know, something reasonable. We can rent some courts for private lessons, or, you know, block off schedules, or some accommodations, that way it's not overran by pickleball. These are some of the the court rules at Killen and the reservation board that I took a picture of when we were out there a few weeks ago playing for junior tennis circuit. Chandler Wallen is a actual certified pro. He actually lives here outside of town, and he would be more than willing to have more lessons up at our courts and use our facilities rather than Cypress Lakes and the Veterans Center in Killen, because they're using all three right now. But we've got several local tennis pros, you know, within 5-10 mile radius of here, that we could kind of free up some space in the courts. They would be more than happy to come here for private lessons instead of us having to travel to Killen and mostly Florence to Veterans.
So I got a question. In Killen, what are your number one point here is reserve specific courts or have time blocks for tennis and school use. What do they do? What do they do in Killen?
Like, they'll have signage up saying courts 1 through 4. This sign here, I don't know if y'all can read it, where it says reserved for tennis each Monday through these times 1 through 4. That's like actual for the Brooks team. The Brooks team is required to do 20 sessions throughout the summer, and they actually reserve that and say, hey, this is reserved for the Brooks team, contact so-and-so if you have a number. Also, like, you know, they had pickleball tournaments there, and then we played Summer League Junior Circuit between Turtle Point. There was enough that we played between Turtle Point and the Killen Park that actually showed up. Like in the 12U and under, just in the girls, there were 18 girls that played that day. And then there's even more. I think they had a total of 98 players when we were playing in Killen 2 weeks ago.
Do you think that would work out for you all having certain blocks of time set aside on certain days?
Probably so. I think that would be reasonable. A lot of us are playing at night just due to the heat, plus parents, you know, if you're working, you're having to transport the kids, you know, after 5 p.m. or 6 p.m. when you get home from work. But we've taken lessons in even at 9 to 10 p.m. at night because of just getting the kids there and being able to be cool enough to play. In July and August, it's going to be the same with heat going up.
You think the blocks of time, or the blocks of time and or the days would need to be expanded during the actual tennis season?
Yeah, they would, definitely during tennis season, because they'll actually, Alabama High School Association, I believe, says that they cannot legally start practicing until January for tennis, but coaches say, hey, you've got to go do this.
Right.
I was looking at the Killen sign,
Yeah.
courts 1 through 4 are reserved. Does it give a specific time?
I think it gives, like this is 6 p.m. PM to 9 PM on these days usually.
Okay, yeah, I
And
see.
then, on Tuesday, like, there's even a circuit that plays on Tuesdays, which is the, circuit that actually does go, qualifies to go state and stuff. They rotate facilities that they use for those plays as well. So, next year, if we can get the pickle court issue resolved, where we can free up space for, play, we might can get some of those tournaments after talking to some of the pros and stuff to come here.
I just think we could, I think we could reserve, but we gotta be careful because that part was built with grant money. So, I think we could actually do 2 courts or something like that, and like you said, especially now that you're playing tonight,
Yeah.
I think we could do that.
No, I don't think that's big.
Well, who polices it? That's the thing. I don't,
I think,
Brian's back here, and I don't think Brian wants to go up there.
and I wouldn't expect, the police to do that at all, but, if we had some kind of sign where we could
Right.
like, hey,
I
yeah,
think it would help if
It
we had a
would.
sign.
because just some ground rules of
Right.
how to use the courts, what they're
Right.
used for, because there's nothing up there right now.
Right.
So, if I'm reading this right, it says each Monday, 6/16/25 to 7/1/25. Is that kind of their schedule, or?
Yeah, that's kind of how they're doing it right now. Then on Tuesday nights, they're there, I know, from 6 to 8 usually.
Okay.
Because we'll run in at Tuesday nights, after they finish up, we'll take the court after that.
And it wouldn't have to be informative, I don't think we want an informative ordinance, but just a park group
No,
Yeah.
with signage.
because we're gonna have to work with them to get those dates, because we're not gonna know them. I mean, they'll have to give us that stuff.
I think it's doable.
Well,
Just
one,
free up avenues, that way I can get some of these
Yeah.
private lessons up here instead of having to keep driving.
And some of the goals were to bring the tournaments here. I mean, that was the whole goal, starting all this stuff, so.
why don't we plan on putting this on the agenda for a week from today, between now and then, maybe, would you recommend I talk to the coach maybe and see what she would think as far as actual days and time blocks?
Yeah, that'd be fine. I can, reach out to, Coach Williams and
Okay.
also, you as well, because I didn't even tell her I was coming to ask for this tonight, because I'm just coming as a parent, hey, it's hard to use the courts right now.
If we get the other pickleball courts built.
They're a lot tremendously, yes.
Okay. Pretty good. Anything, Councilman?
I've got one question for you. We like 2 signs going on our Rogersville sign where we come in with all the schools done. And I was told it was boys 25 and girls 24. You've got boys 26 here.
Well, it's 25 for the year, but 26 is when they want it in March. So, yeah.
So what we need on our 25?
I do not, know. I will think 25. I'll double check and let you know.
2025, 2026 school year.
Yes.
Yeah.
I think it's 2026.
Yeah.
It was a 26 season,
That's right.
10 season.
Yeah.
They don't start until after, until.
Yeah, they start in
After
January.
January, so it has to be 2026.
Okay. Anybody else?
Good.
Okay, well, thank you.
Thank you. I
We'll
appreciate
have
it.
discussions between now and
Yes.
next week.
No worries. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Okay, next up is Ms. Alyssa Straw, and I believe she wants to discuss a possible gubernatorial campaign event here, right?
All right, hi. Yeah, like Mayor Cox said, my name is Alyssa. I have been a resident here since 2024, so I'm new compared to everyone else probably that's here and that's lived here. But I do consider Rogersville my home. We've been here. I have 2 small kids that are participating in sports and go to school here, and we really do love being here, and I love being a part of this community. Which is why I want to thank you for allowing me this platform today to talk with you all about requesting use of the city park, including the outdoor stage and pavilions, for town hall or meet and greets with either Doug Jones, who is our Democratic nominee for governor of Alabama, or other candidates that we have for other state offices. Last week, I know that I had posted in our town Facebook page, and it did garner a lot of acknowledgement from the community. There were several people that did post interest on this post. So there is definitely interest from the community on doing an event like this here. Since living here, I have noticed that whenever there are large events or speaking events, anything, town halls with people from the state level, people of Rogersville are usually having to travel either to Athens or Florence or go to Montgomery, Birmingham, Huntsville, just far away. And I know that I'm not the only resident here in Rogersville that travels to work outside of Rogersville every day. So I know it's hard to get to those places during the week, and on the weekends, we don't really want to travel outside of town if we have to every weekend. I know it's difficult, especially for those who have children or are involved in a lot of other community things. I know it's very difficult. So with that, let me see here. Sorry, lost my place. So without having, times here, I think that it just makes it very difficult for the citizens here to be able to participate in things. So having an event here in Rogersville really help all of our citizens have equitable access to participate in different events. And I think that's something very important that the residents here need. So by now, I'm sure that you guys are wondering what all I'm requesting from you for this. And the answer is just an approval to use the park. I don't need anything else from Town Hall. I just wanted to bring it to you to make sure that was something that would be appropriate to do here in Rogersville, because I've not seen something like that since we came. So that's all I need from you, is just an okay to use the park. I am confident that I would be able to gather volunteers, donations through local churches or other community members that may want to participate. And so I do believe that that's something that I'd be able to do without a lot of assistance from the town council. I have been in contact with Mr. Owen Edwards, who's a field organizer for the Northwest Alabama, on Mr. Jones' campaign, and I've been working collaboratively with him to bring Mr. Jones to Rogersville, hopefully in October, for an event while he's in this area doing other events that he's planning on doing. So with that, I would also ask that maybe before then, do an event with some of the other people that are wanting to get into some other of our state offices. And that would include Philip Insler for Lieutenant Governor Jeff McLaughlin, for Attorney General Violet Edwards for the State Auditor, Rosalind Houston for State Treasurer, Ron Sparks for the Agricultural Commissioner, and Rick Presnell, who is the candidate for State House for District 2. Our community should be able to have their voices heard by the people that would like to represent us, and I feel that having an event like this here would be able to get our voices heard and hear from the people that want to represent our community what they can do for us here. So with that, I think that's pretty much all I have. I really thank you for allowing me the opportunity to come and speak to you all tonight. And if you have anything for me, questions, I'm more than happy to answer or work with you about anything you need.
I don't have any questions. Thank you for being here. The park is open to everyone, so there's no problem with you using the park. I would say the big pavilion would actually be, I think, a perfect spot for what you have in mind. If you were to reserve the pavilion, you would have exclusive use of the pavilion for a given period on a given day. If you don't reserve it, it's first come, first served. So if you planned an event and someone were there, a family having a family reunion, you wouldn't be able to make them leave. But if you do reserve it, you would have exclusive use of the pavilion for a given period of time on a given day. It's $50 for, like, if you were to reserve it from 8 a.m. to 1 p.m. on a given day, you would have exclusive use of the pavilion. Or 1 p.m. to 8 p.m. Or you could reserve it from 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. I don't know if you want to do that, but that would be $100. So that's something to keep in mind. If you wanted exclusive use of the pavilion, just come up here to Town Hall or call, and we can make that happen. So, and you might want to find it. There are some big events planned in the park from now until the end of the summer. So when you're planning, if you were to call up here, we could tell you what events. There's like an all-day event, an autism awareness event.
Right. Yeah.
There is a court-appointed special advocates event another day. So just when you're planning, you might want to call up here and just ask if there's something already going on in the park. But there's no problem with y'all using the park, and I would encourage you to rent the pavilion if you want to make sure you have exclusive use. Does anybody else have any?
I don't have anything.
Okay, wonderful.
Okay.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
Okay, thank you. us, he quoted me for delivering and spreading. It would be less if he just brought it and we would spread it. But $1,080 for a 25-ton load of pressure run gravel, and they would.
I don't think we've got the manpower to spread it, so I think we're to the point where we're gonna have someone spread it, but I need to check this price, because like
Yeah.
I said, the last time we got it was like
$600.
And,
Well, I think he donated, he spread it for free last time.
Donated, remember?
Yeah, there it is.
Remember that?
He did.
Donated it.
Yeah, so that, it kind of checks out. in the past.
And then remember, we were supposed to get it the second time, and he said he could have gave us,
Right,
price off of it.
okay.
That makes sense.
I think they just want a larger, they want to expand that area.
Well, because they had already got the second one, this was a project that should have been completed a long time
Right.
ago. And so we had already talked about it, that it was gonna get a second pile of ground to come
Right.
up there. So it never did get done. So
Right.
I just think it's more, we can get it done so we can move on to something else.
Okay.
So that'd be a total of 50 tons, is that right?
Yeah.
25
Including
tons for
first.
this, and then this 25 tons. So where, do we need to discuss where we're gonna take the money from to get it? Does that need to come out of capital improvements? or-
That's go on capital improvement.
That's what I say too.
That's where I said.
Okay, well, we will have that on the agenda on Monday.
Yeah.
Okay. Certificates of deposit. You have some information on different rates from different banks. You'll see Citizens Bank and Trust, the Bank Independent, Regions Bank. I would have gone to Lister Hill, but in Alabama, credit unions are not allowed to take public money. So that's the only reason I didn't go to Lister Hill Credit Union.
Citizen Bank has the best rate.
Citizens Bank, I think you'll see, has the best,
That's right.
well, but what about the 24-month Bank Independent, though, Councilman? That's 24-month, 3.7.
Yeah, I didn't get.
I mean, you get a much higher rate with Bank Independent. We don't, the plan is to not touch it. So
Yeah.
you would get the most interest out of that regardless. Even in doing that, you're only forfeiting 90 days of interest if you shorten the term. So if you take it out at 18 months, you just lose 3 months worth of interest, so. Citizens, you lose 6 months.
Regions Bank had a lot of caveats on early withdrawal penalties, depending on when you were to.
So they don't do just a standard term rate as far as withdrawals.
Yeah, looks like Bank Independent, 24 months.
It's gonna be the best bet.
That's gambling on what the future will hold with us in 22 years.
It's been Bank Independent, in fact, all these have, for sure, Bank Independent, Citizens Bank, these.
What is the penalty with early withdrawal?
90, forfeit 90 days interest, most terms.
90 days.
Yeah.
It's 90 days for Bank Independent. Regions, it depends on how many days you're into your term versus when you're leaving. So I'm sure theirs is a percentage. It looks like Citizens,
Good, no, what is 90 days?
yeah,
6 months.
6 to 3 months, depending on your term you
Yeah.
select.
That's right, if it's over 12 months, you forfeit 6 months of interest. Anything less than 12 months, you forfeit 3 months.
Mhm.
Something to keep in mind, Bank Independent is actually going to be bought out by a credit union. So at some point, before the
Bank
end of-
Independent?
I mean, I can say that,
Citizens.
Citizens Bank.
Citizens.
Yeah, citizens.
Before the end of the year, we're not going to have a Citizens Bank local branch.
Right.
I don't think that really matters, particularly for a CD. Just something to keep in mind.
Yeah, yeah.
If we feel good with 2 years, that's right.
So we'll put this on the agenda Monday, and I don't think we have to have a written resolution, but we can just show the minutes 24 months at 3.75% yield, and I can just take those minutes and make that happen after next month.
We did get the other city taken care of, right?
I believe they already have one. They already have one. So
Bank Independent?
That bank.
I think it's at Citizens.
It's citizens.
It's at Citizens.
It's Citizens.
Citizens has the one we currently have, Bank Independent would hold this one.
I believe the one
Say
that's
Bank
in the
Independent.
cemetery money.
Right. I think you're right. Anyway, anybody have any questions? But it sounds like there's a census conforming that, forming the 24 month at 3.7.
Yeah.
Okay. We'll put that on the agenda on Monday, make that official. Okay, 6-month review of the treasurer position. You have an evaluation. I won't go over each bullet point, but suffice to say, I think Ms. Tensel's done a fantastic job. She started in December, so she's passed her 6-month evaluation period. My conclusion is that she has successfully completed her probationary period, meeting and in fact exceeding expectations. And you can read my bullet points here and read my reasoning, but I'm going to recommend that we acknowledge her successful completion of 6 months probationary period with a pay rate increase.
I believe she's done a good job.
She came in during the transition period, she didn't really have on-the-job training at all, and she came right in and did what needed to be done, and really made the transition between council terms really a lot smoother than it would have been otherwise. So, I personally thank her, and, yeah, that we can keep, so, you'll need to decide, my recommendation is, acknowledge this moment with a pay rate increase, so you all will need to decide if you agree with that, and if so, how much. So, any thoughts? The current pay rate is included at the end of the summary in paragraph 1. At the beginning.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
Right. You got an idea?
I think everybody's got one.
Yeah,
Any thoughts?
no, I'm good. I like your recommendation.
Okay, well, why don't we put that on the agenda on Monday, we'll discuss it and we'll vote. Okay. Any, get another comment?
No.
Okay, 6-month review, data centers moratorium, I think this is Councilman Jones. You want to
Yes.
talk about this?
We need or I think we need a resolution, possibly even an ordinance against, data centers coming into the town of Rogersville. Of course, right now, I don't know where they'd get the water if they did try to come in, but, I think we need to, take a stance against them.
Well, I know some towns and cities and counties are passing such,
Right.
are you thinking
I think.
like an indefinite moratorium, or?
Yes, as of right now, yeah. I haven't seen anything good out of it.
Well, it's there's been a lot of controversy
That's right.
in other areas when there are indications of the data centers coming to town.
Right.
You're right, we don't have the water now anyway.
We're saying now.
Eventually, we're gonna have water,
Yeah.
Eventually,
and it very well could become an issue.
that's the reason I said we go ahead and get a resolution or ordinance on the books and be done with it.
Would you like me to ask our attorney to
Sure.
come up with something, or you think 20-year moratorium, a 50-year moratorium, a 10-year, or just an indefinite moratorium? Or a ban?
20 years I won't be here, so that's good.
I would like to know what other towns have done, I mean, as far as
Yeah.
maybe build
I just don't,
I can find that out.
I'll be curious to see if he thinks it's constitutional to ban them outright as opposed to a moratorium of a fixed time. Anyway, you can answer that question.
We'll find out.
Okay, all right, okay, we'll talk to him between now and next week, regarding that. Okay, pressure washing at the library. Councilman Mason, is this
Yeah,
yours?
that's the, Kim couldn't be here tonight, and she was wanting to get on there to get a bid on pressure washing the sidewalks and the building where it needs it. And I definitely believe it needs it.
Well, it probably hasn't been pressure washed in long.
And she said she would get the bids and have people come and she would show them what she wanted.
That's great.
Okay,
Just tell her to make a true scope of work,
Mm-hmm.
and write up a true scope of work of what she wants done, so we'll get an even bid.
okay. And I'll talk to her as well. As we
She'll have some bids for the next meeting.
Okay. Okay, street department. Eddie? You have some thoughts?
Yeah, I think we got a lot of decisions to make going forward as far as filling the position. You know, there's been talk about, the park as a whole. I'm getting a park and rec, I guess, director, if you will, for lack of a better term, if we kind of take over the park to eliminate some of the confusion, wasteful spending, and, left hand not knowing what the right hand's doing. We've got some potential retirees coming up at the end of the year. We've got the issue with our recycle, has became, a complete part-time job on its own for whatever reason, wherever this cardboard's coming from, but I've got an employee that's gone for more than half the week, every week, which just leaves 3 of us here, during this busiest time that we have. There's things that need to be done maintenance-wise, it's not done maintenance-wise because we're trying to cut the grass, we're trying to weed eat. I've got several different ideas going forward, but I guess, I didn't really ask to have this put on the agenda, but it's something that needs to be talked about. What the plans are as far as hiring a full-time, maintenance man for our department, and what the, I guess, job requirements would be. You know, we still have money budgeted for this budget year, for a salary. It will be in my budget request in the upcoming budget meeting, but, going forward, I guess you guys need to just decide what we're gonna do, if we're gonna continue to run on, you know, half empty or.
Well, let me just say this too, I think you're right, I think it's time that we have a Parks and Recreation Director. I think that person needs to take on all the responsibilities at the park, grass cutting and all. So I think we're there, I think we've needed it for probably 3 or 4 years. But we've got one major thing that's after us right now, and that's our splash pad. I would like for you to try to go into detail what you kind of told us.
Okay.
And we're gonna have to hire a crew to do this. This is not something our maintenance guys can do.
It's a bad time of the year to have a problem with either one of these,
So I would ask you, Mr. Jones, to rephrase that, because I very well can't do it.
Yeah.
Well, I'm saying you can do it.
Yeah, you can do it.
If we shut it all down and you allocate the men and get somebody else to cut grass.
Right, that's what I'm
Okay.
trying to do.
So, my point is, we need to post a position right now and get a full-time person hired for the maintenance department and post a position for a Parks and Recreation Director,
So,
which means we'll probably wind up hiring two.
well,
Could be, if somebody applies.
yes, but we've got a potential retiree coming up, so we would have to, it would turn into two. But,
Yes.
as far as what's going on at the park right now, the splash pad's running. It's not running to its full capacity yet again. The supply tank is not keeping up with the demand at the fixtures, which means the water level drops, the filter starts sucking air, and then we lose pressure. So a lot of the water we have found, I went out there and I dug out from behind the splash pad where our drain lines go for our overflow and our backwash waste line. And all the way back up the hill to the chain link fence, water is coming out of the gravel. It's not coming out of our lines, it's coming out of the ground. My suspicion, my best guess is it appears to be the suction line from the tank to the sand filter, which is under that gravel between the 1,000-gallon tank and the cabinet with all the valves. The reason I say it's the suction line on the suction side is because when we kill the sand filter, I can hear the pump gurgle, which means it's losing prime, so that line is getting air somewhere. To fix this, we're going to have to take down the fence and dig out the gravel bed, but it's going to be a lot of hand digging because we have zero drawings of where any of that plumbing is. So I can take off the first couple of feet with the excavator, but after that it's shovel work because it's just a guess on where those lines are. But that's what Councilman Jones was referring to, getting somebody in to, they can just come in and do it instead of me doing it for 3 hours this day and 2 hours tomorrow.
You're talking about the white fence would have to be taken,
Chain link fence.
so we're talking about shutting down the splash pad.
No,
No?
no, the splash pad can still run. It's not until we get to that line, the splash pad can run. Now, once we get to the line and we need to replace it, then we have to shut it off momentarily. But I just removed the fence from behind that white panel, and it wouldn't affect, the splash pad use until it was time to cut it off and replace that line. But it's gonna be time consuming to find that line for us to do. Now, if we hire, somebody out to come, they can just come and take care of that job for us, and I can continue to weed eat, and I'll be just as happy.
So are you thinking a permanent full-time person whose first duty would be to concentrate on this?
No, this needs to probably be looked at, just contracting this little
Okay.
project out.
Contract.
Okay.
But,
I agree with that.
I'll go along with that, I think we need to do that, take it off of you.
Yeah. And let me be honest with you, I called every splash pad manufacturer or installer in the state of Alabama, and I've not got a return phone call yet. And, because when I first mentioned we had a leak,
And on that,
they don't want to talk to you. So, I know we got some companies around here that can do it.
Johnson works on.
Johnson works for one. I think they'll be glad to come and work on it. But,
I'll be glad for them too.
I know you would, because this thing's been a pain all year long.
Is there any electrical underground there anywhere? Is there anything that need to be called out?
Just under the cabinet.
I mean, it was first, we wouldn't get enough water to the buckets, and then we got that resolved, and then it's been something else ever since. So, I think we get somebody in here, free you guys up to do what you are doing, and trying to keep the grass cutting caught up in town, because.
And the recycles.
And
I
the
mean, I've been
recycles.
watching that too. He's right. I
I say this, he's gone almost all day.
Well, you're at their mercy,
I
though.
mean, I'm sorry, I mean,
Yeah.
they're helping you up
Yeah.
down there. So
You've
you've
got
got
this
that person up all day long.
You got the construction, other side of Shoal Creek.
Yep.
You've got, once you get to the facility in Florence, you're in line. You're at their mercy. If one of those trailer trucks are in front of you, you're stuck for an hour
Yes.
plus. Sometimes it's a 3-hour turnaround sometimes, but, and he's making 3 trips a day sometimes.
So if we have somebody retire, would they be interested in coming back part-time to run recycling?
I believe so, yeah.
Yeah, that could work.
I mean, that would be a good thing.
I think the deal with the park, we definitely gonna have to have a park, somebody over the park. I think we ought to sit down, all of us together with Eddie, and work out a job description before we ever start.
Yeah, I do.
Well, Eddie, what do
And I
you
don't know
think?
what Eddie wants, part he wants to handle, and we need to work that out before we ever advertise.
Yeah.
What do you think of the idea of having
And
a Parks
that-
and Rec director?
That might be something he can work on bringing to us.
Yeah, I'm for it. Without going into details, there's a lot of things that I'll come into that I'm like, well, who did this? You know, and why is this? So, you know, anyway, there's a lot of benefits to the town just taking the park over and not so many engineers up there, if you will, working on stuff. As far as a full-time, just maintenance, you know, I need some more help I don't just need somebody sitting on the lawnmower, I need somebody with carpentry skills, sheet rock painting, electrical plumbing, you know. Nobody,
It's just basically dead weight. That's what
nobody
you wanna call it, dead weight.
really understands how much of that sort of stuff that I'm trying to catch up on. But we can't, because it's grass cut season. And then, the bad part is, as soon as grass is over with, then we're chopping leaves. Then as soon as we get done with that, we're hanging Christmas. Then the next thing you know, we're taking it down, then we're blowing leaves again.
Yeah.
It's time to cut grass again.
American flags.
Yeah. So,
In theory, I like the idea of a Parks and Rec director, but this is something, would you agree this is something that could wait until certainly the next fiscal year, but in the off-season, the sports off-season?
for the parks.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, because we're through, you know, the busy season at the park till fall comes, but
The fall ball won't start till September, right?
September.
Okay.
So,
Your hierarchy of needs, you'd like to see somebody brought in that immediately, or, on a contract basis, get to work in the splash pad.
Yes. Or come cut the grass and I'll work on some.
Okay.
But it's just something for y'all to think about. And like Mr. Mason said, I would like to be able to sit down with you guys outside of this setting and work out, you know, what we need,
right.
what's expected.
Well, we won't all be able to assemble outside of a
Well, yeah,
social meeting, but,
well, I mean, we could have a meeting, but I mean,
yeah.
you have a call meeting and not just.
We could have a budget meeting
Right.
Yeah,
to discuss.
yeah. Basically, prioritize projects.
Sure.
I guess that need
Right.
finishing. But for now, the splash pad,
Okay.
and if any of you have a suggestion for somebody to come take a look at it, would be great.
I think Jonathan's got somebody in mind.
I'll get him to come out and look. Let's see.
Sounds good? Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Okay. Okay, so next, I'll introduce what we're talking about. Next item on the agenda is removing the previous clerk's name from 2 bank accounts and adding Ms. Stansel to 1 account for
to sign, and I had to sign, and Kelly had to sign. We
Well,
don't wanna do it 2 or 3 times.
that's right, and
So-
we were discussing this earlier, so there's no need to do
Right.
that right now. We could just go ahead and add Ms. Hansel to the regions.
You can do that, yes, absolutely,
So why don't we do that and hold off on the
Sure.
other two?
absolutely.
Okay. And,
You can sign it anytime, okay?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Once we get the clerk hired or
Well,
appointed,
I'm saying you could go ahead and sign now, then the clerk can sign later.
It would have to be signed
it'd have to
twice.
be signed all over again.
So we would have to do minutes to remove Kelly.
Yes,
Yeah.
We have to
I
take it
know
to the
that.
bank, then the bank has to, they have to re-sign everything without Kelly's signature. Then once we hire somebody, we would have to do the process the
Right.
second time to add somebody.
and it's a lot of paperwork.
Yeah, and the bank even recommended,
that we-
holding off until,
Yes.
for removing Kelly until we hire a new clerk, so it could be done at one time.
okay, and so we'll hold off on that. In the meantime, we will add Ms. Hansel to the regions account, so she can have online access. And, they may need, for that to happen, they may need to see the minutes of that.
Yes.
Okay, AirDeck contract, it is that time of year again. From my research, this has been done annually since 2016. It pays for AirDeck coverage for all residents of the Rogersville Town limits if they were to be transported from anywhere within Lauderdale County.
It's definitely good,
You
good.
can upgrade.
You can upgrade it for a fairly modest fee so that you can be transported from somewhere outside of Lauderdale County. I will say, I want to point out, in researching the terms of this, how it actually works is if you have any type of health insurance, AirDeck will take whatever your insurance pays. If you don't have any insurance at all, they will offer the going rate for Medicare, I believe. So,
That's not pertaining to the citizens of Rogersville.
No.
They cover it all.
well, from my research, it
We
looked to
just
me.
settled one with, Kelly just settled one with, the guy on Hickory Drive.
Mhm.
They flew him to Huntsville, had a stroke, and then, sent him a bill, and Kelly straightened it out.
Did he have any health insurance at all?
I don't know the bill, I know what the bill was.
Right. If anybody has any type of health insurance at all, they will get a bill from AirDeck. If they don't have any health
He
insurance at all,
must not have insurance, but he got a bill. I think it was $56,000.
okay,
And Kelly got to call Chris, and they straightened it out.
okay, okay.
It's definitely a good deal.
It's definitely a good deal. It's been done for, this will be the 10th year, and you'll see the price is, $7,000.
792.
Yes, so we will put that on the agenda to vote on Monday. And if I have any clarification regarding somebody that doesn't have insurance, I'll share that on Monday.
Until you come and explain it to us.
And if need be, I'm sure they would.
That's a change.
That's what I saw in the paperwork. As a matter of fact, that's not a bad idea. I will inquire as to whether they would be willing to send somebody out here just to answer questions.
That's a change
Yeah,
from when I wrote it.
It's been, yeah, because he's had experience with
He
it.
wrote it, had wrote it, and, we never did get a bill.
Insurance.
Right, but you had
You
insurance.
had insurance.
I had insurance,
Here
but
too.
I don't remember dealing with them on insurance, they might have got it in the hospital.
Right.
Yeah.
Between now and Monday, I'll clarify what the policy is to the completely uninsured.
You know, I know Chris is no longer there.
Is he not?
Oh, he's not?
I don't think so.
Maybe they need to send another representative. It's been a while since they've
He
seen
left maybe about 2 or 3 years ago.
She may have talked to her replacement, because she told me she was gonna call Chris about it.
Just so we don't have any lingering questions about that, I will either find out some answers or hopefully get somebody here.
Please do,
Okay.
that'll work.
Okay, and I believe, Chief, I think it was something you meant to have on the agenda and.
I just got a couple of things real
Okay.
quick. As it deals with the park, I know we've been getting a lot more calls up there to enforce rules at the bar. I'd like for y'all to get with Jim and see if we can adopt some kind of resolution or municipal ordinance saying, just sort of give us some teeth to go up there and enforce a rule like that that's been made. That, I just think that would be good. We sit down and talk to him about that. We've been getting a lot more calls on calls like that up there, so I'd just like to get that going. Well, it may be, we may have some of them, but I know we were talking about the tennis courts and stuff, so.
Things that are not codified.
Right, we need to look into that and see, and if it's not, we need to include it, and then that way, if somebody is up there and y'all are doing the tennis courts and they're not supposed to be on there, one of us can go up and say, hey, the rules say this.
Okay.
If I'm not mistaken, the sign that's up there right now has the ordinance number.
It may do it.
I think it does.
It does, but it didn't include, for example, what we're talking about, tennis
Yeah,
courts.
it's totally different.
And I'll try and look at those, I'll get with y'all and let's get those pulled up, I'd like to look at them. I need to know that so I can tell my guys what's covered and all that. The only other thing was, my annual training, executive training is coming up. And, for the lodging there at the facility where the training's at and for my executive course hours, it's $14.95.56.
That's lodging, it's $14.95.
That's lodging and the cost of the course for executive.
Well, we can put that on Monday's agenda. When is that? It's kind of upcoming this.
It'll be at the 1st of August. I just normally do it about a month out so that I can get them I have to call and pay some fees and that kind of stuff.
You get reserved.
Okay.
Other than that, we need some cars really bad. We're down to 0 spares. A couple of them are living on a prayer. If another one goes down, I guess, I don't know what we're gonna do. Somebody's gonna have to ride dual or miss a shift or something, I don't know. But we've gotten to a point, we started, we talked back of doing one a year to stay on top of, then everything happened and budget stuff, and we didn't buy any there for a little while, and then we got way behind again, so we need to be thinking about that for the upcoming, I think Elizabeth's been working on that in the new budget, so
Okay.
just planting that bug so y'all kind of know what's going on, so,
You don't have any spare,
no spares.
Well, you are working on it.
The only one we got out there that
Okay.
by deadline, it's over 200,000 miles, and it's dangerous to even drive to get work done, it's just a shop, so.
What's the lead time on a new vehicle now?
It's usually 6 to 8 months, time you get it ordered and get it uplifted and get it here, so that's another reason we kind of bring it up. What we've done in the past is if y'all have said that, okay, we approved 2 vehicles for this next budget, then I can go ahead and order them, because you don't have to pay for them until they come in, and they will come in well into our next budget, if not the first of the year. So that would help to get on the list and at least get some going. And I can get y'all some quotes from Stivers Ford, and I forget, it just changed, the Chevrolet just changed, so I've got to find out who's got the Chevrolet now, but I can get quotes on both. That way y'all can look at them and decide which route y'all want to go.
That'd be good.
All right, thank y'all.
Thank you. Okay, public comments. Anyone want to speak? Mrs. Richards. I'm not going to ask your name and address, but you might want to say your name and address for others in the audience.
Okay, I'm Sheila Ridgway, 300 Wheeler Street. My whole life, I haven't been politically involved in anything, but in the last couple of years, people started talking and I started listening and I thought, what is going on? So I talked to Brady before about the time he started to run. And I pushed hard for him because I thought it's time for a change. And I said, I want to see the books. I called Montgomery before I ever asked for the first thing. Everything I have done under the advice of 3 people in Montgomery. I filled out the paperwork to get the information that they say I have the legal right to see. That any citizen in Rogersville has the legal right to see. I have been denied this information, and I had a letter from the lawyer telling me that I did not ask correctly. I wrote down exactly what Montgomery told me to say. When it says, why do you want this information? They said, write down that you have the legal right to this information. That's exactly what I wrote down. I don't know what else to do, except I am in contact with Montgomery, and they said, push forward. I have called an attorney, and I expect to be able to have the information that everyone in Rogersville has the right to see. Because if you're not letting me see it, it makes me more curious about why I cannot see it. Because I'm thinking, is something not right in our town? I don't want to think it, but the more I get denied, the more I think that you're hiding something. So I will not give up. And I asked for the budgets. I got the budgets. That and the 22 audit is the only thing that I have been provided. When I asked for the financial statements, because you did not have up-to-date audits, which you are required to have. So I asked for financial statements, which Montgomery said I could have. That's when I was denied. So, y'all decide what you want to do, then I'll decide what I want to do.
Ms. Ridgway, before you leave, I do want to ask a question on you there,
Go ahead.
Mayor. I'm confused. I don't understand. You said you got denied. Got denied by who?
The lawyer sent me a letter saying that I did not ask correctly, that I did not put down a specific reason for it, which I had written down exactly what Montgomery said, that I have the legal right to this information.
You do?
And the lawyer says, can't have it. But when I came in to get it, they said, we have 15 days before we have to give you this information. And I said, okay. So I waited 18 business days. I came back to pick it up. And that's when they said, you should have talked to the lawyer. And I said, why should I have talked to the lawyer? He should have called me if there was a problem, or someone from this town should have called me. Because if you've got 15 business days to give me this information, and you do not give it to me in 15 days, you have broke the law. And so, that's when I got the letter 2 days after that. So 17 business days later, I got the letter that said I did not ask correctly.
I didn't know about that. Do you want to address that,
Uh,
Mayor?
Because we can't
I
do
mean,
anything about it.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't have the letter in front of me. I could probably
I do have.
look it up, but I don't know that, I don't want to dispute your characterization of the wording from the lawyer, but I think he was saying that your request needed to be more specific. Is that an accurate representation of what he said?
That's what I wrote.
Okay, and I mean,
But I wrote down exactly, because when I told Montgomery why I wanted it, she said, you don't want to say that. And I said, well, then what should I say? So I wrote down exactly what she said I
should say.
I think your original request was for, quote, financial statements, right?
No, the original request was for audits, which
Well,
you
right.
did not have.
Right, right.
When you did not have them, then she said, ask for financial statements. I said, can I have bank records? And she said, oh, no, you cannot ask for that, but financial statements you can request. And she gave me a list of other things that I could request, but I would have to be able to see financial statements to know what to request on the other
Well,
stuff.
I don't want to speak for the attorney, I don't have his letter in front of me, but I think what he was getting at is if you could resubmit the request with some specific items.
He did not say resubmit the request,
Well,
did he?
that was how I,
Is it applied?
by the way, there
I'll
is,
go back and read it again.
okay, please, and I will as well. But good news on the audit front, we've gotten word from the auditor that those should be in by next week. So I don't know if it's gonna be what day next week, but he's communicated that, we should have those in hand both years, 2023 and 2024, by the end of next week. And so those will be available for public inspection.
Okay.
And, yeah, and I'm looking forward to that as well. And I will go back and read the original letter myself.
I will too.
Okay, all right, thank you. Okay, anybody else?
Hey, I'm gonna say something.
Okay.
I'm Gerald Everett, 300 Wheeler Street. I just want to add to this. This financial statement is supposed to be presented to the public. To my knowledge, this town has not done this. So what's wrong? It's time for it to be presented. The public, town residents, has the right, like Sheila said, for this financial report to be presented ever so often at least, and it's not done. That's all I have.
Can I ask who y'all addressing it to, because the council can't
We don't
control
have
any of that.
Yeah, we don't control that. That
We
would be
don't
the-
control any of that, we don't control financial statements, we don't
Hey.
control audits. Wait a minute, you got your time. We don't control the budget. We vote on the budget at the beginning of the year, and we try to stay within that budget. Now, I can get you a copy of the budget, or Ms. Stansfield can, okay? But none of those councilmen can do any of that.
Well,
Was
again,
it done in the other mayor's term? Was any of this?
What?
What?
The financial statements.
I've never seen us give out a financial
Well,
statement.
That's what I'm
I've never
saying.
seen one.
We've
Ms.
never
Stansfield.
seen one ourselves.
let's stay on track here. I think you're probably talking about the audits.
No. Financial statement should be presented at least 6 months, every 6 months.
Okay.
I think you're misinterpreting what a financial statement is and what a budget is and what an audit is. Because with the town, you only have the audit and the budget.
Okay.
So
Thank you, and thank you. Anybody else? Mr. Thor.
BJ Tully, 131 Peaches Place here in Rogersville. I just want to say about the patrol cars, y'all really need to, as a retired law enforcement, last thing you want to do is be out there on duty in cars that's not safe. Protect your officers and protect the public. That's one thing that I really would like to see y'all do is, make sure they've got the decent patrol cars to be in. I think that's very important. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay. Anybody else? Public comments? Anybody else? All right, council comments, anybody?
I do. I would like to let everybody know that the VFW Post 584 6 that I'm part of, the Veterans Post. We will be doing a, back to school event coming up on July the 30th. And so, we're giving away free school supplies for the elementary, high school, and we're gonna do college too as well. And so we're located right there beside Johnny Muffler. So if you know anybody that's in need of school supplies, tell them to come down on July 30th. Thank you.
Thank you, that's always great, Ben. Thank you for doing that. Councilman.
I'd like to thank, Sonia and George and who else was that? And Brady and
Stephen
Stephen
and
for
I were-
handing out the water, the other night. That was, I didn't make it, I was at work, so, but I appreciate that. It sounded like it was a good event.
It was a fantastic day, people seemed to enjoy it, and everybody was in a festive mood. It was great.
Yeah, I'm gonna tag on with John, Sonia, Stephen, George, Brady. I appreciate y'all standing out in the heat, and for those of us that couldn't attend. And, the other thing I wanna go back on is Miss Ridgeway. I will, and I think every council person up here will get you whatever you need if it was in our power. It's not. That falls on the town clerk, the mayor, and I'm sorry, Elizabeth. But I've never seen a financial statement, and I've been on this council for
No, this will be our,
5th term.
yeah.
So I've never seen a financial statement. So I'm hoping you're not confusing the audits and the budget. The audits, we have nothing to do with as a council. We sat here and wait on them just like you did. I will say this, I will push Brady that we don't use the same auditor. Because I don't think we need it.
We was in a little bit of a situation
Right.
because the other one quit or whatever, so
The other one-
we had to turn these over. They were already behind, so.
The other one lost their certification.
Listen, I'm not happy about these audits, unless anyone think otherwise, I'm not happy about these audits, because I'm gonna have to sign these things.
Sure.
Even though it was before my time. So my name's gonna be on these audits, so I have a vested interest, even though these are numbers that were applicable before I took office. But, we've been in communication with the auditor. Like I said, he's been in touch this week and said they should be ready by the end of next week. And we're gonna hold him to that.
Well, can I say one thing?
Sure.
When you say you don't know financial statements, my audits, I had federal audits for 30 years with our business. My audits were done from financial statements. So that's where I was getting. And when I talked to Montgomery, they said, yes, they should have financial statements. So, because that's where you build your audits from.
Thank you.
And I did come back in and fill out again
Okay.
and was denied.
Okay. Well, I'll read that regional letter again myself, and we'll continue these discussions. Councilman Nelson.
In the years past, we've got with the county and cleaned that road right away from Reed Street out East Street. It's really bad.
Where is it?
The road right away out to East Street, as far as we go.
Oh, okay.
They've always pushed on and cleaned it up for us, but it hadn't been done this year. You ought to talk to them and see what they're planning.
Well, there's another area that I want to talk to the county engineer about, and I've been told, I heard this recently, and I've been told by him months ago that they try to make a visit to rights of way, I guess probably once a year. But I will call and find out when they plan on being
You
here.
know, it's getting pretty bad up there.
I will mention that spot too.
Park down there.
Why don't we put this truck out here with Barry Stewart and let him sell it?
Yeah, Eddie, is that, I know it's been for sale by owner, I mean, with the for sale sign, you didn't have much luck. It's been on the government deals website. Would you be okay with going ahead and talking to Mr. Stewart?
Yeah.
Having it auctioned off?
I'm okay with whatever y'all decide. There's been a few people that have said that they've got somebody maybe interested in it, but, it's still here, so.
I think, now that it's been surplus and now that we've given approval to sell it, I don't think we have to vote on approving. I think we can go ahead and vote.
Yeah, I think so too.
So, on the right of way talk, cleanup as far as that goes, you know the one I cleaned up, did anything ever come of that? Cause I think it's right back to the way it was.
Well, here's the thing, it's pretty tall now.
I saw that, yeah.
Really, the homeowner is in charge of that strip. He's just not able to do anything. That's why I talked to the county engineer about that very spot, and he said we do maintain right of ways, but again, I think it's only one, they make a sweep maybe once a year.
It's rough.
He said that he would put in, he told me he would put that particular spot in a work order, but I don't know if that meant they're gonna come out before their regularly scheduled time to come out.
I guess my thing on that was the bridge that's just south of that.
Right.
Is really tough, growed up right now. I didn't go that far that day.
Well, I know what you're talking about, and I would think, I'm not sure, who would you say is in charge of that bridge? It's a county road, so I assume the county wouldn't be in charge of that road too.
Yeah.
So, I need to call him anyway, Eric Hill.
Yeah,
So we'll discuss the spot on Lee Street.
but
It's both sides of the road that you're talking about.
it
It's
is
both sides.
mainly the east side.
Mainly the east side and the pedestrian
Yeah,
improvements.
yeah.
Okay. And
Just
maybe,
don't jump in there.
I can at
There's some
least,
big rocks in there.
I can at least find out when they're planning on being in this area to do
Yeah.
their thing. Okay. Okay, anybody else, anything else? Ms. Stansel, you do I hear a motion we adjourn?
Absolutely.
Second.
Second, anyone object? Okay, we're adjourned.